Hello and welcome It Means History listeners to another IMH exclusive interview. I'm Ryan Martin and here with me today, Tennessee Titans defensive lineman Joey Ivie. Joey, thanks for being here.
Hey, you're welcome, buddy.
All right, we're going to go right into the first question. Unprecedented times right now in the world of sports with the coronavirus happening. It's certainly affecting NFL offseason training. How are you staying in shape and what are you doing to make sure that you're prepared for the 2020 season?
I'm pretty blessed where I'm at here in Alpharetta, Georgia. I got a guy, physical therapist, kinesiologist. His name's Bronson. And I'm blessed because he's been letting me use his gym. I have a key, so I've just been coming. It's got a little turf. I don't know if I can flip this camera around. It's got like a little turf, a little mini weight room. So, I've been taking advantage of that. I still got a trainer here, but he's working with, more people than I would like to work out with right now. So I've been doing a lot of stuff on my own. But until things start to slow down, I'm probably going to continue working on my own. Eventually, I'll try to jump in if I'm able to find something to where it's less people. But, as a father, I don't want to take any chances and, being a big group of people. And, the biggest thing right now is social distancing. So
Definitely. Yeah, that looks a lot better than what a lot of NFL players have access to right now. So, lucky. Kind of going off that, there's been some rumors that OTAs and training camps can get pushed back a little bit because of as you said, the social distancing and stuff. How could we see that kind of, from a player standpoint, impact the chemistry a team has? And could you see those chemistry concerns rolling over into the regular season?
So OTAs, I don't see OTAs really affecting chemistry, but I see it affecting players that still need to develop. I see it affecting free agents, guys that are trying to make a team, and OTAs are their only shot at the NFL.
Yeah.
And I see it affecting guys who are borderline, trying to make the team. But at the same time, as long as we have a camp, I feel like that's the biggest thing for a lot of guys. Camp is where, a lot of guys don't get to see their families for a month or 2 months, and we're all trapped together, so we get to know each other and we build that chemistry and that Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, Ness just called me. He's probably about this. We build that chemistry and we're able to work together during. So in my opinion, I really highly doubt there's going to be at OTAs this year. Just according to my agent and how things are going and the pattern, everything's showing. But hopefully we can continue to quarantine as a nation, continue to do this social distancing, and the faster we get this virus out of this country, the faster things can go back to normal.
Definitely, yeah, great point there. So I see you rocking the Florida T-shirt. I know before you made it to the NFL, you decided to go to the University of Florida, become the third generation in your family to be a Florida Gator. Did that kind of make it more meaningful to go play on game days in Gainesville, knowing your family's history with the university?
Yeah, I did, because I went to a couple games with my grandparents growing up. I just always was a Florida Gator guy. But honestly, when I was in high school, I was real tied between Miami, Florida State, and Florida. I didn't want to leave. So,
yeah.
And obviously Florida was the more favorited school because of my family, and it was right down the road. But yeah, no, it definitely made an impact on my decision.
Yeah, I would bet. We've seen you you're a defensive lineman, and you've been able to show versatility of being able to move to a defensive tackle spot, the nose tackle, or to even play out on the defensive end. How do you think that kind of versatility has helped you so far in your career?
I think it's helped me a lot, especially last year with the Chiefs and the Titans, in a sense of they get to say, hey, this guy's reliable. If someone gets hurt on this side, we can bump him over there. When you're able to play multiple positions, your value goes up. And it's helped me, especially a guy that's, I was a late round pick, due to I had injuries in college and injuries my first 2 years in the NFL. And, I'm blessed to have so many opportunities to keep going. So, I'm just fighting right now, and being able to play multiple positions is definitely helping my case.
Yeah, definitely. Makes sense. Going kind of back to the coronavirus, there's been some rumors too of playing in front of no fans, no family can come to your cams. Yeah, no fans. Yeah. From a player perspective, what do you kind of think about that?
You know, if it was like a private island, I think that would be pretty cool. You know, where they test everybody and their families, and everyone just stays, and we just broadcast the game to give America something to watch. You know, the world is something to watch. You know, everybody watches the NFL, so you know that'd be actually pretty cool. You know, not having fans, I don't think the juice would totally be there for us, but at the same time, if we make it fun. And if everyone in the NFL comes together as a giant brotherhood and we all bond together and make it fun, that's one thing, you know, because at the end of the day, yeah, we're all competing to win a championship, but we're all in the same boat. So, you know, we just got to figure out some type of way to get this thing rolling.
Yeah. All right, Joey, can you bring me back to week 1 of the preseason 2018? You're a member of the Seattle Seahawks, and you score your first career touchdown late in the 4th quarter. What was it like falling on that ball in the end zone and then seeing guys like Bobby Wagner, Coach Carroll so excited for you?
Man, that was one of those things you'll never forget. That stadium is one of my all-time favorite stadiums to play in. You know, I was blessed to get an opportunity there coming off of an injury with the Falcons. I was blessed to get an opportunity there, and I took advantage of it. You know, Coach Carroll and Bobby Wagner and all those guys there were just awesome people. You know, they were just very supportive, and you know, it was cool. It was cool to score that touchdown and you know, see how pumped they were for me. But you know, it was just it was a cool step in the right direction, a cool step in my journey to where I'm at now.
Kind of going back to another point you brought up earlier about player development and guys who are on the bubble trying to make teams in like OTAs and training camps. The new CBA, which will be in effect, not this season, but the next season, that shortens the preseason to 3 games. How do you think that's going to have an effect for guys who are on the bubble, having one less preseason to show what they have?
You know, that's a tough one because you're right. Sometimes that 4th game really does like make that decision for GMs and head coaches. But you know, on the other side of that, they're just going to have to do their due diligence and balance it up in a sense of, you know, a lot of veteran guys maybe have to take less reps in these games and give some of these younger guys more opportunities to show what they can do. Because we're gonna have one less game. These younger guys, these free agents, these guys who are the bubble guys, you know, we're gonna need more opportunities, you know, in these games. But a lot of, you know, you can talk to a lot of agents, a lot of GMs, a lot of head coaches. A lot of them will tell you that practice is just as important, if not more important, than these preseason games, because a lot of these guys are making up their decisions off of what you're doing at practice. Because in preseason, you know, you can go out there and, you know, have one bad game or whatever, but in practice, you're basically fighting for your job every single day. So if you can show that consistency, and if you're able to just keep building on that at practice, that's one thing I can advise for a lot of the guys, the bubble guys, free agent guys, that practice is really what's going to help you make a roster. Don't necessarily think preseason is going to be the only shot you have. Now hear me out on this. Preseason is what's going to help you make another team. Now, if you get cut by the team you're on, preseason does set you up to make another team, but practice for the team you're on is what's going to help you make that team. But you're right, though. I didn't think about that. Preseason, in a sense of making other teams, you know, it is big, but for the team that you're on, practice is just as big, if not bigger.
Well, yeah, because practice, you can see your own guys every day, and then preseason, their squad can take a look at you. So this offseason, Titans front office traded away Jarrell Casey. It was a great move business-wise. It made sense. But what does it mean to lose that kind of veteran leadership presence on the defensive line?
Man, I was only around Jarrell for 2 months, and he is probably one of my favorite teammates right now. Wow. Because, you know, as a new guy, you know, I was cut and picked up right away. As a new guy, you know, they brought me in as a brother, man, and he was he was my locker buddy. He sat right next to me, and he was just the nicest, most humble guy, and I will always be a fan of him because of how he treated me. You know, he made me feel like I was part of the brotherhood, and you know, guys like that deserve to have long careers and have you know, success for the rest of their lives. I can say nothing but great things about him. He's a great leader. His work ethic was unreal. His football IQ was unreal. If you look at Jarrell Casey in person, you look at me, you're like, that's Jarrell Casey? You wouldn't expect it because he's not a big guy. He's not like built like an Aaron Donald, but he is the most physical, fundamental technician. He's got a great get off his hands, his feet. You know, just being around that type of player, it was a blessing. And just being able to watch him and learn from him, and his confidence and his swagger, and he just, he paves a way for a lot of guys that a lot of NFL scouts and GMs tell that they're not going to ever be able to play ball. But, if you look at guys like Jarrell Casey, and you look at some of these guys who are undersized, but they make these Pro Bowl careers, it influences a lot of guys, so.
Yeah, definitely undersized, but still was able to make the Pro Bowl each of the last 5 seasons. So definitely impressive from him. Mm-hmm. Last question, Joey, a question we ask all of our athletes. If you could fight one mascot, who would you fight?
One mascot.
Take anyone in a fight.
A mascot. Like any NFL mascot?
Any NFL, could be college. I know you're a Florida guy, so maybe Chief Osceola from Florida State. Whoever you have.
Honestly, I was just thinking of that. Yeah. Be a good one.
Yeah, I'd definitely pay to see that from the Florida State rivalry. Joey, thanks for joining us again. Once again, Tennessee Titans defensive lineman Joey Ivie joins the It Means History interview. Joey, thanks for coming on.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Have a good one.
You too.